Hello guys. Now in this lesson we continue with our discussion of inflation, which is under the topic of what? Finance. Now as I indicated earlier, the topic of finance is divided into inflation. I mean the very specific topic of finance which we are discussing now. This finance has got divisions. There is finance that we discuss in chapter 3, and now we are looking at another chapter which is also finance. The previous finance was majorly about financial documents. This second finance is about inflation, banking, and interest. We had a lot of discussions already on what? Interests. We also discussed how, excuse me, we also discussed a lot on after interest, we also discussed a lot about banking, and now we are talking about inflation. Rather, we are talking about inflation. Now, inflation is the general increase in prices of goods and services over some period of time, maybe over a year, or over 5 years, or over 10 years, the general increase in the price of basically all goods and services is what we call inflation. The rate of inflation is expressed as a percentage, okay? Which we will also be looking through as we'll be discussing, activities or practice questions. Now, they represent this rate of inflation, which is expressed as a percentage, represents the average rate of increase in what? In costs of goods and services from one time period to the other time period. Now, because inflation increases or rather represents increase in price, the impact of inflation or the impact of increase in inflation is a reduction in the buying power, very much like saying each time there is an increase in inflation, the buying power, the ability for consumers to do what? To buy more services or more goods reduces. You can't buy as much as what you used to have. That is what the question is talking about. When the price of a commodity is increased, you can't buy as much as what you used to buy because you are also limited. You have to work within your income. Your income does not increase because inflation has increased. And so increase in inflation might not necessarily be followed by increase in income. And because of that, you will have what? You will not be having the means to buy as much as you used to have. Well, how do we then? Okay, again, if things become more expensive, then you can buy less with the money that you have, you see, unless your money increase at the rate of inflation. It's very much like trying to say, if the money you have is increasing at the rate at which prices of goods and services are increasing, then we can say you can still buy the way you used to buy things. But if that is not how things are happening, if that is not how the income you're getting is increasing with the time, then you cannot do what? You cannot buy as much as what you used to buy, okay? So now, when determining how prices will change when affected by inflation, the calculation used is a compound calculation that involves the increase in value or increasing a value by what? A percentage. We will be looking at that in the what? In the few activities which will be coming right away. Now, here is one question that I would like us to have a discussion about. The question is talking about what? Talking about these two slips here. So I guess you are able to see it really well. Now, this question here is based on these slips. And just make it big enough. All right. So you see, so here we are talking about the 20th of May 2020. And here we are talking about what? The 20th of January 2014. So a period of around, from May to January. That's a period of around basically like 6 to 7 months, around 6 months, like June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Well, that's about 8 months. So the calculation is of a period of what? Of 8 months. Now, just like that, yes. So now, this supermarket here is helping to compare the prices of items. Now, well, the name of the supermarket is Save Big Supermarket. So on the 20th of May 2013, well, 2 liters of cold drink costed what? 14.88. Bread costed 5.45. Mouthwash costed what? 17.60. Shaving cream costed 26.13. And what? Milk costed 10.79. And finally, airtime costed 11.36. And the total was 86.21, with the value added tax being 14% of everything that you buy, which is this. And the total due is this. The amount paid is here, and this was the what? The change. Now, in 2014, that is over a period of what? 8 months. These are the prices. 2 liters of cold drink costed what? 18.37. Bread, 7.24. Mouthwash, 23.38. Then shaving cream, 34.71. And milk, 14.34. And finally, airtime what? Excuse me, airtime costing 15.09. And the total is here with what? But giving this amount paid and change. Well, here is now the question. The first question is, what does CPI stands for? And what does it mean? Well, CPI was used for the first time in what? in the statement leading to the 2 slips, the tail slips. They said the 2 slips on the end page represents the what? A specific basket of items bought in May 2013 and January 2014. They indicate how prices of specific items changed over time, called CPI. Well, how are they referring to CPI here? They are referring to CPI as a description, or a measure of how prices of specific or for specific items change with the time. Generally, prices of goods and services changing with the time is measured by this CPI. Now, use the slip to answer the questions. All right, so there we go. Now, what does CPI stands for and what does it mean? Well, CPI stands for, let me just try to bring this board for us so that we use this board for our calculation. Yes, I'm just going to put it right here at the center. Oh, right here. All right. So the question is, what's the meaning of CPI? Well, CPI, that is part A. This is activity 5. I would like to call it activity 5. Now, part what? Part A. What's the meaning of CPI? Well, CPI stands for Consumer Price Index. Okay, It's a measure of how prices of goods and services change with time, okay? Which is a measure of how prices of goods and services change over time. Yes, that's called consumer what? Price index. Well, just let me get this to a new page. Like that, yes. That is what we call consumer what? Price index. Now, the next question is what? Is question 5, part B. So let's see question 5, part B and what they're asking for. So question 5, part B. Question 5, part B. It's saying, what is the difference in cost of bread in May 2013 and January 2014? Now, notice that the word difference, okay? The word difference in mathematics is used to mean subtract or to minus. So the difference in price of this item, bread, is going to be the minus of the price of the two. So we look for the price of bread. Well, let's look for the price of bread right here. Just a minute. Let me first remove this. There is this which is making too much noise. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So the question is, what's the difference in the cost of bread in May 2013 and January 2014? Well, May 2013, bread was 5.45, and now bread is 7.24. So what do we do? Well, we say this one, okay? So the difference in price of bread, okay? In price of bread, it's going to be 7 comma what? Well, let's check. 7.24 minus 5.45. 5.45. Yes, 5.45 and 7.24. So that is the difference. So what is it going to be? Well, let's have really quick here our calculator that we are going to use for these tasks. So the calculator now has got to check in these values. Just make it small enough so that it can fit inside here. Yes. So what do we have? Well, we have 7.24 minus 5.45. That's going to be 1.79. So it's 1.79. Yes, that's what we have got. Now the next question here is what? Well, that is question C. Calculate the percentage increase in price of milk from May 2013 to January 2014. The percentage increase in price. So we first need to determine the original price, the new price, and the increase in price. You see, that way it's going to be a lot easier for us to do what? To handle what we need to deal with. So we say, this is now 5 part what? 5 part C. The percentage increase in the price of milk. So the old price, what was the old price? Well, the old price, let's just write there, the old price. The old price is of milk is 10.79, okay? 10.79. That is 10.79. And then the new, okay? And then the new, what we call the new price. The new price. Well, what's the new price? The new price is right here, 14.34. That's the new price, 14.34. That is 14.34. So now that we have got this, the next thing we want to deal with is we want to determine the change in price, okay? The increase in price. So the increase in price, okay? The increase in price, it's going to be the difference between the two, which is what? 14.34, that is 14.34 minus what? Minus 10.79. 10.79. That way, we can do what? We can determine the increase in price. So let's do that right away. We have 14, what? 14.34 minus 10, or 10.79. That gives us 3.55. So that's the what? 3.55 or 3.55. That is what we call the difference in price. And so when the question is now asking us for the percentage increase in price, well, the percentage increase in price, okay, the percentage increase in price is going to be the increase in price over the original price, okay? It's going to be the increase in price right here. The increase in price over the original price, the increase in price being 3.55. The original price being what? The original price or the old price being 10, what? 10.79. Okay, we have to express it as a percentage, meaning we have to multiply this times what? Times 100%. So we multiply this by 100. 100 what? 100%. That way, well, what are we going to get? We just have everything in the calculator here. So it's going to be 3.55 divided by 10 point what? 0.79. What do we get? We get 32.9. 0.329. So 0.329 is what we get. Now we have to multiply this with what? With 100%. So let's multiply this with 100%. Now, notice that when we multiply this by 100%, the overall thing is now going to change to what? To 32.9%. So that is called the percentage increase in price of what? Percentage increase in price of milk. That's what the question is talking about, the percentage increase in price of milk. Now, the next question right away here, the next question is asking for us to calculate the inflation rate using this formula. So the inflation rate using the formula given is going to be, well, the percentage inflation, just copy the formula. So this is now going to be activity what? Activity 5 part D. Activity 5 part what? Part D. So in activity 5 part D, we are supposed to calculate the percentage inflation. The percentage inflation. Well, the percentage inflation, according to the formula, well, let's see. It's going to be the total of 2014 minus the total of 2013 divided by the total of 2013. Okay, so how are we going to deal with that? The total of 2014. What's the total of 2014? Well, this is 2014, this is 2013. On the left is 2014, right 2014, 13. So the total due is right here. 125 minus what? Rather 125.95. So what is this supposed to be? Well, we just have our what? Our expression right here. Okay, so we are going to be having 125. Well, 125, which is this one, point or comma 95, comma 95, like that, minus the total due, which is 96,02. 96,02, we write that down, 96,02. We divide this by what? We divide this by 96,02. Yes, that's the formula. What else? Well, let's check. The total of 2013 times 100, yes. So the only thing remaining now is for us to do what? To multiply this with 100. So that is like 100%. So that we get percentage what? Inflation. So we can do this right away. Well, let's deal with the numerator first. The numerator, it's going to be, let's calculate 125 point what? 0.95 minus 96 point what? 02. This one will give us the value we need, which is 29.93. As the numerator, 29.93, we write it down. So this is 29.93 or 29,93. Then the denominator is what? 96 point, rather, comma 02. So times 100 times 100. Well, we now divide 29.93 by what? By 96.02. That gives us 3117. Okay, gives 3117. That is 0,3117. That we have to multiply with what? With 100. So let's see what comes out of this. And this gives us 31.17, 31,17, which we can approximate, we can approximate that value. In other words, instead of writing that exact value, we could, well, just approximately say it's equals to 31, 2. That's the approximate percentage inflation. Now that we are done with the percentage inflation, the next thing is to look at what? Question part E, which is Safe Big Supermarket gives what? Employees a 12% increase in salary. Is this linked? Is this increase inflation linked? Give a reason. Well, one thing for part E here, let's first have this. This is part E now. So the thing we notice real quick here is that the increase was what? The increase was 12%. And the inflation, what's the inflation then? The inflation is 32. Is the increase inflation related? No, it's not. It's not really. What would be the explanation? Well, the inflation increased at a rate much higher than the what? The salary increment, okay? Percentage inflation is much higher. We write this percentage inflation. Inflation is much higher. You see, percentage inflation is much higher. Then for the next activity, which is activity 5 part F. For activity 5 part F, well, we can check this through and see what we can get for ourselves. This activity part F, the question is right here. Well, Natalie spends 2,450 on groceries every month. The consumer price index increases 4%, but she still needs the same groceries every month. Calculate how much she will spend on groceries after what? After the consumer price index. Well, it turns out that the consumer price index have got to be added to what she has to find the what? To find the new amount of money, or to find how much she will now spend on groceries. Okay, so we say Natalie will spend. Okay, Natalie will spend the 2,450 plus that 4%, okay, plus the 4%. That is exactly what she will spend. Now, this is how you would handle a task when when a question comes on what? On inflation. You have to do the calculation in a very systematic way. And please, when you are done with the calculation, make an effort to go through and check your what? Check the steps of your calculation. You might find out that the value that you were supposed to use in one other calculation that you got in one previous calculation isn't correct. And that affects your what? Your final calculation. So please check through and ensure everything is in order. Okay? Ensure everything is fine. Well, now we could check through and see real quick this question here, question 7. Sometimes you have questions involving graphs. Now, should it happen that the question you have has got graph, then the thing you want to do is be as careful as possible and check exactly what the question is asking for. Like, for example, this activity 7 is saying the graph below shows the percentage change in the price of a packet of chips for what? For the period 2018 to 2013 with regards to the price in 2018. So price in 2018 is the starting price. Use the graph below to do what? To answer the questions that follow. Well, let's check the questions that they have given us. The first question being, what was the cost of a packet of chips in December 2011? December 2011, if the cost of a packet of chips is 10 Rand in 28. Okay, so the question is, what was the cost of a packet of chips in December 2011? Let's check through from the graph. 2011 is here, and they're saying the cost was 10 in January 2008. Let's see January 2008. You see January 2008 is here. It's 10. This is now 11. You see? This is 11. The price here is 11. Here it's 10. You see? So now for this 10, we are looking at what? This 10 is for December 2008. Now this is what? December 2009. So the question is, what was the cost of the packet of chips in December 2011? Well, let's check. December 2011 is here, so we look for it. You see, this is 14. So the cost is what? Is 14. It's already indicated here, so that is easy for you to see. So activity 5, rather activity 7, part A. Okay, we write this as activity 7, part A. So for activity 7, part A, the cost is what? Is 14. Yes. Now the next question is, in which year did the price of chips increase the most? Okay, so you have to look for the time when the price is the highest. When was that? Well, that was December 2013. That was the time when the price was so high, up to 21 rand, because you see the price is right here. So price changed the most when? In 2013, December. So in which year did the price of chips change the most? Well, that's the next activity. Next activity, we say for this next activity, 7B, that was December. December of what? Of 2013. We really did not need to write that December thing. It's not that necessary. Well, the next thing now we want to look at is just a minute. I think I need to see something here. Well, there is something that I wanted to check first before I move on to the next question. In which year, when you look at this question quite carefully, in which year did the price of the chips increase the most? You look at, okay, now see, here the increase, the change is from 5 to 11, a difference of what? 6. Here, a difference of 2. Here, a difference of 5. Here, a difference of 5. Here, a difference of what? A difference of, talking about changing the most, here it's a difference of 4. So 4 here, 3, 5, 2, and yeah. So when it comes to changing the most, please hear me well here. Changing the most or increasing the most is this one here. The change was the highest here, because here we are talking about change in price, not actually the actual price, that it is 10 rand or 15 or 20 or what. No, this one is about how it has increased. So the highest change was here. Over what? Over this period here of December 2019, from December 2008 to December 2019. So the price changed the most in December 2019. Then when it comes to, well, the highest price, you would still see it within here, because that is the time that we are talking about. Then now the next thing here is, in which year did the price of chips decrease? The price of chips decreased in this period of time here, which is what? December 2010. So C is 2010 December. This was 2009. Oh, sorry for that. This is 2009, not, sorry, 2009. Then the next question is for activity what? Activity 7C. So for activity 7C, the price decreasing, the price of chips decreasing. Let's check the price of chips decreasing what? In 2010, December 2010. So we can write there the year 2010. Yes, then the next question is about, the total what? The total percentage increase in the prices of a packet of chips between what? 2008 January and December 2013. 2008 January and December 2013. 2008 January and December 2013. Let's see how we can handle this. What was the total percentage increase in the price of a packet of chips from January, okay, from January 2018 to December 2013. So 2013 is here. They're asking for the total percentage increase. Well, what's the total percentage increase here? Now, to look at the total percentage increase in this case, sorry for that. The total percentage increase in this case is going to be what we are seeing here is the total sum. Let me put this, share this so that you can see well. Just share this really quick. Yes. So what was the total percentage increase in the price? Well, the total percentage increase in the price is what we have here. It's 21. The total percentage change is what we are calling the total percentage increase. So this is 21, okay? So this is what? This is activity 7D. Like that. Then that is 21, okay? Then for the last activity, which is activity 7E, for the last activity 7E, the question is asking for what's the price of 3 packets of chips in what? 3 packets of chips in December 2013. 3 packets of chips in December 2013. Well, that means well, it's right here with us. The solution, what we are going to do is just see something really quick here. So for part E, yeah, this was supposed to be percentage like this. 21% what? 21% increase. Yeah. Then here we have 10 plus 21%. 21% means 21 divided by what? By 100. Then that is for question part E. Well, what was the question anyway? The question is reading. The question is reading. What is the price of 3 packets of chips in December 2013? So December 2013. What do you know about December 2013? Well, December 2013 is here. And so when you look at how this can be solved, the 10 plus the 21%, well, let's check where the 10 is. Okay, the 10 plus yeah, so this is going to be 10 plus 21%, which is going to be 12.1. 3 packets, so each packet is costing this, so 3 is going to be 36.60. Now I'm going to be preparing an activity, a fairly quick one, but that is how we handle the things of graph. For graphs, normally you will be given all the information. The only thing now remaining is for you to do what? The only thing now remaining is for you to interpret the graph. And interpreting a graph turns out to be a lot easier than doing the actual calculation. So just make sure You practice this nicely, and when things are okay with you, you do the practice question that I will be uploading.